Hey everyone, Fuzzy Barbarian here. If you're playing Wolong Fallen Dynasty, then you already know a key part of the gameplay includes leveling up the 5 virtues, which includes the phases Wood, Earth, Water, Fire and Metal. Putting key into these virtues unlocks related spells, it raises your stats in areas such as attack, deflect spirit consumption, luck and that sort of thing, and importantly, it increases your ability to use elemental related abilities in combat. When you start out, it can be a bit difficult to know or remember which element counters what and which element buffs what, so to help out, I created 3 quick reference images for myself. The one on screen now is a quick reference for which element destroys or counters which other. On the top you can see them in sequential order. The tagline underneath the icon, such as wood drains soil, is why it counters the next element as described in the game. The pentagram you see there is the same one from the game's leveling screen, but I've added arrows so you can see the direct relationship for how each element counters the other. I've also added the icons that you'll see on other screens so it's easy to match them up. So use this image to work out counters to enemy spells. For example, if an enemy is using spells from the metal phase, such as poison, you can counter those spells by using spells from the fire phase, because fire destroys metal. Different elements can also buff other elements. This image shows which element buffs what. Like before, the tagline under the icons at the top describes the reason why it works this way according to the game's lore. And again, I've updated the leveling screen pentagram with arrows that show how the buffing relationship works between the elements. So use this image to work out how to increase the effectiveness of your wizardry spells. For example, if you want to buff your fire spells, first try to proc wood status. If all this seems a bit confusing, well, join the club. It can be a bit hard to tell what type of elemental phase an enemy is using because sometimes they'll showcase a bunch. They might have metal armor, hit you with fire attacks just by a normal attack proccing a fire looking damage symbol on you, and they might cast earth based attacks in the same fight. The only way to really get all of this in practice is to play, test out what happens when you cast your buffs and attacks, and get familiar with it through hours of practice basically. What I recommend the first thing to do is just look at the spells that an enemy casts at you and try to remember what phase that is in. For example, if a boss casts lightning at you, you'll know lightning is in your wood phase tree, so then on the first image you'll see metal destroys wood, so you'll know you can counter it with poison, which is a metal tree spell. And finally, here's an image that ties all the different icons from the game onto one screen for easy reference as to which icon refers to what as you flick through all your different game screens. If you think you'll find these images as useful as I have, I've included links in the description to where you can download them for yourself. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.